Annapurna ma'am, which page number, ma'am?
65, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yeah, just 1 second. Let me know when we start. We read together.
Madam, we can start.
We can start now. Right.
Jatin sir will be joining late at around 8:20, so he's reaching somewhere. Yeah, we can start.
Madam, you want me to share the comparison of section old and new comparison? Is it fine or we'll go with this?
No, if you want, you can. Otherwise, I think we'll have a discussion. You can add if required something
Okay.
in between, because I think Raghavendra is already sharing that screen. So let us refer this if required. We can just add that also, right?
But that will help, no?
Yeah, that will definitely help. We'll try to read first what is the wording in this finance bill,
Oh,
and then let him add that. That's what I'm trying to say that. Because first is like there are change in the definition. So you have made in the one screen only, Maila? Same
Yeah.
wording have you added here?
I have not made, but I got where they have prepared the comparison.
Okay. You have got
Old
that.
section and new section in the column wise.
Okay. If it is there, you can add, but if in between, can you just swap it if required, like when you read?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, because if relevant, definitely we can add up actually. No?
I'll send it to Raghavendra so that he can swap, because it is not
Easy
every
for
time
him
he
also.
can share.
Yes.
Raghavendra, so that he can share it.
So first we'll read this and then we'll
Sure.
try to read that comparison. Okay. So I think most of us would have already read on this aspect, but we'll just try to look into the brief background and we'll try to interpret why this has been brought into actually. So this is a group discussion and let us take it from the Finance Bill 116 actually. We have already looking a lot of amendments through council meetings also. Along with that, there are some amendment in the section. So let us try to read that. So first is like they have tried to change the definition itself, like just trying to add the definition in this. The first definition is 2 subsection 61, which is pertaining to the input service distributor. So here they are trying to add, like as we all know that earlier when we were required to take this IST registration, and there was a separate requirement to take a registration, regular registration to pay the taxes under reverse charge. So 9.3 and 9.4, we were taking a separate payment and separate registration, and ISD we were taking separate registration. But now, after this amendment in 2024, where they are trying to add up this reverse charge also along with this ISD, so that it is easy when you're going to distribute that reverse charge tax credit to your recipients, that is your distinct entities. So based on that, they are trying to add up in the definition itself, where they are trying to add that input service distributor means an office of the supplier of the goods or services or both, which receives tax invoice issued under 31. right? So towards the receipt of input services and issues a prescribed document. So along with that, they're also adding of these acts, they're also adding this or under 3 or subsection 4 of 5 of this IGST Act also. So they are trying to add this reverse charge even pertaining to this interstate supplies. So earlier it was adding only intrastate. So now they are also going to add interstate reverse charge also under this ISD distribution, so that it is very easy for them to distribute the credit. And this is being notified, I think it was 12/2024, where they have notified this ISD and ISD rules also, but they have stated that it will be notified from first day of April 2025. So that's the reason we have not gone into that depth of that, because we were just waiting for the date of notification. But now in that existing notification itself, they have made the changes by adding the interstate reverse charge also, that is under 5.3 and 5.4 of the IGST Act. So this is what the amendment which has been made in this budget. So anybody else would like to add anything else in this? And they are going to distribute this CGST, IGST and SGST also. So that is what they have brought up the mechanism. So anybody would like to add anything on this ISD distribution? You can
I
just,
have a question, Annapurna.
yeah.
Are the ISD registration, they are discharging the reverse charge liability now? And are they discharging the reverse charge liability? Because ISD,
No, what was happening? See, prior to this 2024, there was a ISD was a separate and the reverse charge was happening separate actually. Then they have to distribute accordingly. But now after this amendment, even this reverse charge also will reverse charge, whatever we are paying under reverse charge, that will form within the limb of ISD itself. Otherwise, ISD was only taking the services and distributing the services credits. But now they are liable to pay under reverse charge also, and they are liable to distribute that credit also.
even the earlier definition covered reverse charge for intrastate supplies.
Interstate was there. That's what inter was missing. So that is what they have added here. If you see the earlier definition, like if you see that ISD definition, I can just read out where they have said that means an office of the supplier of goods or services or both which receives tax invoice under 31 towards the receipt of input service. So it was very specific actually. Then in 2024, they tried to add intrastate supplies. So now they are even bringing this interstate supplies also.
So intrastate supply was added only in 2024, is it?
Yeah. If you see that amendment now.
Okay.
Can you just open that actually?
Yeah, section 20 itself was replaced, no? No,
Yeah,
fine.
section 20, yes.
Which
Section
section?
20 was a mechanism and this is a section itself actually. First ISD definition itself was there, then section 20 they have distributed. It was adding only intrastate, so now they have added interstate also. You can go to that in finance bill section 20 itself. Which is this topic?
2024, no?
Just come down here 1 second. Have they made anything in section 20 also? Not this one, Raghavendra.
No.
Come down. Just let us see in finance bill have they added 20 actually.
Yeah, in 2025.
20 also they have edited.
Yeah,
One second.
they have
That's what,
changed
that is
yeah.
what I'm
Subsection
trying to-
1 and 2.
Yes, that is what I want to connect so that it is easy when we are reading this together.
Okay.
Here, to Bhuvaneshwari question, what they are trying to add is of this act under 5.4. So they are also where it was not, this was missing even in section 20 also. So they have added in section 2, subsection 61 and section 20 for reverse charge tax for the interstate supplies. If you read section 20, the first 12 law, like if you can just open that.
Raghavendra have shared Finance Act 2024.
No, not Finance Act. It has come through notification. 1 second, just come down. Yes, so it is a manner of distribution. Come down, just wait. See, here it is invoices in respect of 3 and 4 on behalf of distinct person. So it was only covering 9.3 and 9.4. So in the same section, they've also added 5.3 and 5.4. That is what the change actually.
So reverse charge liability, if they have a regular registration in addition to ISD, they were discharging in the regular.
Yes. They were discharging under regular and ISD was not part of that. So that's the reason they made a amendment itself. So that in few instances it has happened that they were only registered as ISD and they also had reverse charge. Only for reverse charge they were supposed to take registration. So to avoid that confusion in the ISD itself, they have added so that it is easy when they are going to distribute that credit.
No, if you have only ISD registration, is it possible to actually discharge tax liability and report it?
Yeah, now with this amendment, it is possible now.
Okay.
Yeah, forms are yet to be uploaded in the portal. It has not yet come, but with this amendment and definition, yes.
Okay, this amendment is only for covering interstate supply. So in Finance Act 2024, they already covered intrastate.
Intra already is covered. Inter they have added.
So
Inter-
how was the liability under RCM for intrastate supply getting discharged if there was only ISD registration?
No, that is what they when they introduced this, now they said it is going to get notified from 1/4/25. So still it is not operative actually.
Okay.
Even that rules also has not yet notified. So that also they said it will be notified only from 1/4/2025. That's why most of us have not worked on that.
Okay.
Rule
So
39
far they
has-
were having a regular registration just for discharging the RCM
Yes.
liability.
Yes, yes.
And going forward, that regular registration for discharging RCM liability will not be required.
Yes, it will be
Regular
merged with
registration may
ISD.
have to take for other reasons.
Yes, yes, it will be merged with the ISD.
Thank you.
Next. Now can you go to that?
Madam, ISD is a virtual office.
Yes.
Okay, now let's say I have 4 registrations and in the head office I have ISD also. Now ISD generally, where there are common services. ISD is only for services, not for goods.
Yes, yes.
Where there are common external services, we were asking people to bill it on ISD and ISD was distributing credits.
Yes.
Till now, ISD has not been enabled to pay any tax.
Yes, yes. It was only
ISD,
distributed.
the job of ISD is only to distribute the credits.
Yes.
Now, they are bringing in 9.3 and 9.4 and also now 5.3, 5.4 into ISD.
Yes.
So that means they should also enable ISD to pay the tax. Because all RCM credit, let's take 9.3, all RCM credit, the fundamental still remains the same. You have to pay first and take credit the next month.
Yes.
Now, given this scenario, in a place where or in a state, I have only ISD, and let's say there is some lawyer service. So that lawyer, lawyers, they'll have to, some law firms are registered, some law firms are not registered. So whatever the situation, now who should pay the tax? Now ISD is not yet enabled to pay the tax. Then that condition of paying tax first, taking credit the next month, how is it getting fulfilled now? In this whole sphere of ISD, we are discussing so much.
Yeah.
Okay, now they have made mandatory registration from 1/4/2025. It was only intra, now they are making inter. Now the only question is, somebody has to pay the tax first. In all RCM liabilities, and then if you're eligible for credit, pay tax, take credit next month.
Yeah.
Now,
Same
ISD is only for distribution of credit. Now, who will pay the tax?
ISD only, no, sir?
No, ISD is a virtual office. ISD never pays any tax.
I know it is
Or
only a
They
distributor
have
of
to bring in enabling rules saying that ISD also can. So far, ISD never paid any tax.
Yes, yes, they are only distributing. If you see that rules, na ISD rules, Raghvendra, can you just open that? Because in that they have added actually the mechanism how they are going to pay and take the credit actually.
No, does it say ISD also will be enabled to pay the taxes?
If you see, just can you open that 1 second? Because it was notified in August or 2024, 12/2024. Have they referred here? 1 second.
Sir, now ISD can pay
39.
tax, sir.
Yes, sir. Rule 39. They can pay, sir, actually. That's the reason they brought into the definition, sir.
I don't know if at all ISD, because so far that was the issue.
Yeah, in service tax also we would have seen that they were only distributing the credit. So similarly, this many years this was followed, but now we have.
One
They will pay the
second.
tax and distribute the
Yes.
it as still a credit only.
Inge irke,
If
madam,
you see
where is
here,
it?
if you see here 12/24.
Yeah, rule 39, it says ISD shall distribute ITC in the manner and subject to blah blah blah.
Yeah, one
That is-
second. Just can.
Annapurna madam, if you see subsection 2 of section 20, after this word subclause 4 of 3 and 4 of 5, there is the word paid by a distinct
Distributor.
person registered in the same state. So does it mean paid by a distinct person? Means it has to be paid by a distinct person, but only credit is transferred by ISD?
See, in ISD, there could be two situations. One is see, general ISD comes into the picture where you have multiple registrations, more
Yes.
than one. Okay, two
Yes.
different states or more than two states, whatever.
Yes.
Now, the issue is, see, so far, let's say I have an head office in one state. I also have an ISD. ISD was all along a virtual office.
Yes. Yes.
Any taxes to be paid is always by the regular registration. ISD was never ever allowed to pay tax.
Yes, sir.
Now the distinct person pays. Okay, it was always like that. Now
Yeah.
ISD, what we were using, that's the reason all along this RCM was outside of ISD. RCM was never made part of ISD.
Yes. Sir.
Because the moment RCM, lawyer bills on ISD. Let's say audit services, okay, statutory audit.
Yes.
I audit all the registration. So I have to bill it on ISD so that ISD will distribute the credit.
Yes, sir.
ISD will distribute the credit. Now, who pays to the audit fees? Who is paying? The head office will pay. So payment was never a criteria. Now, here also, is it something similar they're trying to bring in? That is a clarity that is required, because I don't see that clarity emerging. To
Yes.
the best of my information,
The only
like
thing
audit fees,
is,
very classic example, statutory audit fees. We bill on ISD, ISD will distribute all the credit. But
Yes.
who pays the audit fees? It is the head office or somebody will pay.
See, if you read the current earlier definition, sir, it was also talking invoices as referred in 31, right? So even this URD was also referred there. If you read the strictly the definition of ISD, they were saying that credit which is there in that section 31, whatever the invoices were there under 31. So indirectly, it was giving a reference that yes, whatever the invoices were there, on that you can take credit. Now, why they brought this 9.3 and 9.4 is to add that credit which they can pay it and take the credit.
So correct, madam. But see, all along, see, the only issue that is emerging here is in case of RCM, in only RCM payment
Yes.
issue. Otherwise, there's no issues.
Yeah,
There are
and
no
earlier
issues at all.
yes.
If me, let's say I am XYZ law firm, I have a GST registration. Now he has been asked to raise a exempt, bill of supply on ISD registration. He will not bill it on the head office. Okay, classic case. There are a lot of law firms, they have GST registrations, all the big names. They will raise a bill of supply. They will never raise a tax invoice.
Yeah, sir.
Now, bill of supply will be raised now on ISD. The first question I have is, somebody has to pay the taxes. Now, if he raises on ISD, to fulfill 9.3, to take the credit, you have to pay tax first. Point number one. Point number two, self-invoicing is there. Now, who will be doing self-invoicing? You think the ISD will have to do? Because ISD is just a virtual office, input service distributor. So I don't know. I mean, according to me, these are the two things. How is it all getting full? Is there anything in the rules they have brought in? I don't know. Because these two gaps I see.
Sir, can I
Yes, sir.
add? Okay, so firstly, ISD will record it in the ISD book. So when you say virtual office, from the books of accounts, this expenditure will be allocated to ISD registration, the lawyer fees. Payment will happen to the lawyer by the head office, from the head office, or from whichever be the bank account. Across India, there can be one bank account. There is not necessarily be head office. So that is not the requirement for ISD to make the payment to the thing. Now, having booked this expenditure under ISD category, ISD would be paying the 9(3) tax and distributing it in the same month, not the next month, but in the same month. So from, as Madam said, from 1st April 25, I also have not seen the forms. Okay, so I have to see the forms, whether that has been enabled now itself for making the payment or it will be enabled soon. ISD would be making the payment. And when we say ISD would be making the payment, ISD should not or need not, would not be having a bank account. That would be paid from any bank account of the company, but it is under the login. PMT06 would be under the login of ISD, we would be making the payment.
This conditions
how-
faced, Venu sir. Now let's take a case.
Huh.
April month, there is a lawyer bill, bill of supply on ISD. Month
Right.
of April.
Right.
Okay. Ideally, the credit should be taken in the month of May. That's a
Why
fundamental.
May?
Because next month only you will take the credit, correct?
No, in the same month.
No. Then that is again no discussion required.
All RCM credits are taken in the same month, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. All along there are instructions, there are circulars. RCM
No, sir.
always pay first, take credit the following month. If
That
you are
was under
following this,
service
then
tax
there is
era.
an issue. If you
No,
do
sir.
it in the same month, then there is no discussion required.
Under
The
the service
only
tax era.
challenge we have is, see, you go to instructions, I think instruction number 2, if I'm not wrong, 20, 21 or 22, they've clearly said, RCM pay month 1, take credit second month. If you are following this, even our institute background material is very clear. RCM credits always the following month. If you are following this, and now ISD is coming in. Now, Venu sir, as you are saying, same month, then there is no discussion required. I have no worries at all.
Okay, let's
My
just
only-
take a pause
my-
and look at how many in the group are saying credit next month.
No, always that is the conclusion, right? We have been always following like this only. RCM always pay first, take credit next month.
Same month we are taking, sir.
We are
Same month,
taking
sir.
same month, same month.
Everyone same month, sir.
Only
No.
under service
We're
tax.
taking
it
in
was
the same
supposed
month.
to
Under the erstwhile service tax, it was the next month. But
No,
under
no,
GST, it is same
GST
month.
also, GST also, it has to be next month. Okay, it's fine. If you're taking the same month, according to me, that's not correct. Because there are a lot of clarifications, there are circulars, there are instructions by the CBSE. That's fine. Even our background material is very clear. ICA background material is very, very clear. Credit next month.
No,
If you are
ICA background, no,
following,
sir. ICA background material also same.
no, Venu sir.
Okay, what I'll do is we'll park this. We will come back.
Yeah, Vijay sir, please share the circular and instruction which
There's so
yeah.
many, Mailar sir, there are instructions. Right now, I cannot tell you. There's a circular, there are instructions. Even our BGM, ICA BGM, the very first BGM and continued. So you can check. RCM always pay and take credit next month. My whole issue is if you are paying and taking credit next month, then there's a challenge here. And if you are taking the same month, then no discussion at all. My discussion was all hovering around this only. So if
Yeah, so
same
everyone
month,
are
there's no
everyone are
discussion at all.
paying everyone are paying and taking the credit in the month in which it is paid. What we will do is we will park it. I will share with you the BGM where it says that credit in the same month. Maybe you can also share the other material later.
Venu sir, but the another question of the self invoice. So
Yeah.
in case of ISD, how the self invoice concept works?
No, ISD has to maintain. See, like how ISD office will have the file of all the forward charge invoices. It will have a file of reverse charge invoices.
I'm not so
Not
sure, sir.
well. No.
No, I have fever.
Oh, okay.
Delhi.
Delhi trip, Delhi. I never feel like going to Delhi. That's how the weather in Delhi is full of pollution. You're walking, you can feel like you are breathing the smoke.
Oh,
I don't know how people are living there.
That too in this season it is nice.
Yeah. So
Wait a second, but
now the
subsection
reverse charge invoice will also be in the same. You will create a self invoice and you will track it, because when the expenditure has to be segregated, the GST invoice, this all reverse charge related expenditures would also be parked in ISD. It will not be parked in the head office. Otherwise, then again you will have issue with the audit, inspection, everything.
So the payment entry will be in whichever distinct person's account,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
When you say payment entry,
self-invoice will be,
when you say payment entry, what do you mean by that?
Tax payment.
No, tax
Yeah.
payment will be in the
No,
ISD account.
not tax payment, expenditure payment.
Expenditure payment will be never in any of the distinct person's account. That is what I am saying. I need not maintain a separate bank account for each distinct person.
Okay. So
Payment,
it doesn't matter at the PAN level if
yeah,
that payment is made at any particular PAN level bank account, that should suffice.
that should suffice. And your rule 37 is not applicable for RCM.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's applicable only for forward charge credits.
No, I'm not talking about Rule 37. I'm talking about the very 9.3 and 5.3 where basis the payment only RCM will
Not
trigger.
necessary.
Yeah,
It
that
is
we
one of the
have the
things.
invoice. Yeah, but earlier.
It is earliest of. Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt whether it will work in this way because subsection 2, it says paid by a distinct person. I have a doubt whether they will bring out a mechanism where a distinct person will upload a self-invoice in the portal where
No, that is where on
Yeah,
the portal.
I was
only make
wondering
the
about this.
payment and it will come and sit into a distinct
ISD.
ISD and ISD will only transfer because subsection 2 clearly says paid by a distinct person.
Mylar, right now the portal has only forward charge credits transfer.
Correct.
So,
Right now,
rather than allowing reverse charge credit to ISD, they would only allow payment mechanism in the ISD. That will solve all the issue.
but subsection 2 will get violated now. So 20 subsection 2 paid by a distinct person it says.
So even for a reverse charge related payment,
Where
so
we
it's
can
like
open that pay subsection 2?
Distinct person will pay, and instead of raising a self invoice, he will raise a kind of a forward invoice to the ISD.
Invoice only you will give an option to upload to ISD.
ISD.
If that is the case, then the amendment to this section is not required.
No,
So-
assignment was
Because they have
required
to
because
transfer.
earlier it covered only intra-state
Intra.
supply reverse
No.
charge invoices,
I'm
interstate.
saying
You see
bringing
after
like
subsection 9 paid by a distinct person. See.
Mylar. So if it is paid by a distinct person and transferred to ISD, for ISD it has come as a forward charge credit. It is not a 9.3 now.
No.
But there cannot be supply of service or from distinct person to ISD, no? Maybe for that technicality they've brought in this.
Okay. So I will go through the forms, the new forms that is making.
And also it says in the same state. Distinct person registered in the same state of the ISD.
Because this was the earlier, when you are reading CGST, it would be under this. IGST, it would be IGST. That is why the change happened, no?
No, but in the same state means okay. Let's take CGST, SGST only. Then if any okay, let's say a Tamil Nadu registration wants to hire lawyer services of Karnataka. How does this work? So if the ISD is situated in Tamil Nadu, then the distinct person registered in Tamil Nadu will have to first discharge an IGST RCM and then self-invoice to be transferred to ISD, na? That's what is the point,
So
Myla.
distinct person will raise an invoice from
Subsection 2
ISD.
is very clear. What they can distribute is only invoice what they received.
Yes.
And IGST RCM, CGST, SGST RCM paid by a distinct person of the same state.
Yes.
Only these two they can distribute, not anything else.
Yes. Actually, it is one and the same only. Only for the distribution, we are taking a separate registration and separate.
Correct.
So
Payment
it is
will be
one
done
and
by
the
a
same
distinct
only.
person of the
Yes.
same state.
Payment will be
As
made
Annapurna
by
was
them
saying,
and
it's other state how it is work.
yes.
I don't think that case transfer itself is permissible.
No, my
The
lord. See,
highest,
okay, the mechanism, I am looking at the mechanism. Okay, for Annapurna Shrikant's question, the IGST, that is amendment done in the current act.
no,
So,
IGST is paid, sir, but paid by a
no,
distinct
no,
person of the same state.
no. She was asking about intra and CGST, SGST. The
No.
like how there is a amendment in 20 subsection 2 in this bill, including
They
the
added up to
IGST in this.
95.
Yeah. Okay. Now coming back to the point, I still don't know paid when they are saying that the paid by distinct person. If GST and 29 has the paid, how will the credit of it will be distributed by either ISD 29 or ISD 33? I don't know the mechanism. If the tax is paid by ISD, it's easy to distribute. If the tax is paid by the distinct person, I really don't know how the forms will be accommodating making the payment of this, distributing the credit of it.
Okay, so adding to this, let's say if the vendor is registered and he will raise an RCM invoice, then he should raise it on ISD, na?
My understanding is he should raise on ISD. ISD should pay the credit. ISD should pay the tax, and ISD should distribute that credit, take it and distribute. Uh,
So,
I,
but
I
No, but sir, you think of an audit in each state.
huh.
It would be very difficult to say ISD is paid for which state.
No, ISD has paid. It is distributing.
Correct. No. Distribution is this, sir. Distribution, it can happen based on the turnover. See,
Right.
first question is discharging the RCM liability. Distribution will come later.
When the expenditure is not booked in the distinct person, so no question of audit. No. See, audit when I give the PL for that distinct person. So this lawyer bill is not even accounted in the distinct person. It is accounted in the under ISD registration.
I don't think that can be done, sir. Now we are
Why?
bypassing R9, 5, everything will.
No. Why can't I account when I account a forward charge bill under ISD? Why will I not account a RCM bill under ISD?
No, I'm not accounting, sir. In ISD, we are not accounting anything. They
Why?
will they will get the credit and they will distribute. The accounting will happen in distinct person books only.
No. In our case, we are accounting ISD as a separate, like one other separate account, and the expenditures are booked in that number. The expenditures input tax credit, we are making accounting in that number.
So
I
you
think
created a different tally, is it? For a
Yeah,
tally
yeah.
level.
Yes.
so for consolidation purposes, it will get just knocked off, is it? Just like any other branch.
No, when you say knocked off that again, I didn't understand.
No. In income, financial statements consolidation part, when it comes, it will
Like
just
any other,
any
we
other
always
branch.
merge. We'll always merge all the
Net
tallies of
off.
the GST. This is also get merged. Like you have 10 expenditure lying in 10 different tallies.
What does Rule 56 say about ISD books of accounts? They
I have
only
I have one point. Venu sir,
Yes, sir.
if you have taken this ISD registration and you are accounting all the inward supplies in ISD registration other
Yeah.
than regular registration, then what will be the distinction between regular registration and ISD registration? ISD is an office of
ISD will not make a supply. Like it can't make any outward supply.
it cannot have inward supplies also. It can have only inward input tax credit.
Uh,
I think we should read this 20 subsection 1. Can you just about? I think.
So
no,
and
there is no way. It says that it cannot have inward inward
Okay,
supplies. It would be difficult for me in the audit to say that okay, these expenditures are there and you have not paid you have not taken the credit or you have not paid. Uh, like imagine the scenario of 9-4. So someone saying that okay, you have an expenditure but no ITC in this. While we are recording in ISD doesn't mean that I am barred that I should not record.
See, there is a regular registration, and that
Correct.
regular registration is receiving invoices for the services received by a distinct person located in another state. That service is getting accounted in the regular registration. Only such of those inward supplies by regular registration needs to be distributed to distinct persons. I mean, input tax credit.
Why other thing? It could be same state also, no?
It could be same state also. I'm not denying that.
Ha,
It could be same state also. So
right.
this is only a mechanism. See, we have two options. We had this circular also where they said that okay, there can be a distribution by ISD mechanism, or there can be a cross charging also. Now, when it
Correct.
comes to ISD has a limited role to only receive the credits and distribute the credits.
Correct.
So therefore, ISD cannot have per se as a distinct person compared to the regular registered person in one state and receive the service, account anything, and then distribute it. Therefore, the regular registration, in my view, in one particular state will receive these invoices and invoices, account it, then distribute the credit using ISD mechanism. And therefore, in case of interstate supplies also, the regular registered person will be liable to pay GST under reverse charge mechanism, and ISD will have a limited role to distribute that credit.
Yeah, so the distribution for RCM, I don't know the forms, so I cannot comment. Now, when Kuber is saying that the regular person is paying, where is the control to say that that person who has paid, he has not taken the credit and ISD has taken the credit? Let's say 100 rupees has to be distributed by the ISD. Now 100 ISD has distributed. I cannot go back to say, go and look at Assam and Guwahati GST registration. The RCM is paid there, but they have not taken credit there. Where the jurisdiction of the officer is not having there to go back and inspect those records. You're getting my point?
Okay.
Subsection 2 use the word same state, distinct person of the same state.
But I have ISD registration only in the state. I don't have a regular registration. So earlier we were having a regular registration only for RCM discharge.
No, come back again.
No, I'm saying early I might have only ISD registration in one state and no regular. And some states I have ISD and regular. In some states I only have ISD.
No, only ISD registration in one state, in my view, is not correct, because there should be a regular registered person who should receive these invoices. ISD has only, because the ISD can his own limited role is to distribute credits and send back the credits to the same state, consuming state. That's the only purpose.
See, board is sitting in Mumbai. Only I have rental and director sitting there. I don't have anything. Okay. In Mumbai, I will have a regular registration. What will I do with the regular registration?
See, I mean,
I only have rentals there. Yeah, go ahead.
like, yeah, the point here is it a recipient of inward supplies and then, reallocating those inward supplies, or is it only the distribution of credits?
It's only the distribution of credits. And coming to the example what Venu sir gave now, renting of immobile property and all those things, do you think that will come under the purview of ISD? Because when you are saying that Mumbai branch has this renting of immobile property as inward supply of services, it will always be CGST, SGST, and the services are getting consumed in the state of Maharashtra. Then there is enough distribution of credit here is the question. So
no,
therefore,
it will be an ineligible credit which, with the place of supply being CGST, SGST, it should get distributed. ISD gets everything and it has to distribute everything, whether eligible, ineligible.
So therefore, this cross-charge mechanism will come into picture in cases where the costs are getting allocated in one state, and if it pertains to the operations undertaken in various other states. So in your example, the Mumbai branch, according to me, there is nothing to distribute.
So you are saying have a forward charge in Mumbai and do a support service. Okay, let's say my Google bills
Let's
are
go
given
for
to
this definition.
advertisement bills are coming in Mumbai. The Mumbai office is taking care of advertisement.
So let's go back to the definition of ISD. There is this advertisement services. Registered office is located in Mumbai, but the services are given rendered to the distinct person located in Karnataka.
Across India.
The consuming state is Karnataka, but the
No,
invoice is.
across India. Let's say advertise. We will not restrict to one state. It is
Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple to understand it better. So
okay.
Karnataka consuming state, but the invoice is issued on the registered person located in Mumbai. So now services are supplied to the state in this to the registered person, distinct person in the state of Karnataka, whereas the invoice is getting raised on the registered office in the Mumbai. Only these kind of invoicing and supply of services will come under the purview of ISD.
Correct.
Now, in the example what you had taken, the services are meant to be rendered to the registered person located in the in Mumbai. Therefore, that particular scenario, there is nothing to distribute. It is only if you want, you can allocate the cost by way of issuing the invoice on the distinct person based on the operations undertaken in various states. So I don't think renting of immobile property may be eligible or ineligible. You cannot distribute and cannot be a case of having a ISD registration in Mumbai. Service rendered in one state, invoice issued to registered office located in another state or in the same state is the scenarios where the ISD comes into picture.
Okay, I will keep the rent as a place of supply being. Let's take the which is now the Mumbai office has received this lawyer fees.
Okay.
Mumbai do not have. Let's take Mumbai do not have any business at all. The business is across happening only in Karnataka.
Okay.
Now what will Mumbai do?
See, the thing is that when you see how the how the things are happening. If you go back to the accounting system, what we was deliberating a while ago, so there will be one PO or one agreement with this with the supplier of service. So that will determine where the lawyer has to, on which location the lawyer has to issue the invoice. Now you say that okay, Mumbai, the lawyer is issuing the invoice based on the PO or agreement.
Right.
Then Mumbai should have a regular registration, and if it is not having, should take the regular registration to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism.
Right. Now Mumbai office is making the payment under reverse charge mechanism. How will it is handed over to the ISD to distribute that credit?
That receipt of credit by ISD, there a supplier will be Mumbai registered person, distinct person again, supplying this credit to the ISD is what I would want to say. I will, if anybody has handled ISD, procedurally how it happens, can explain in detail about that.
All this while, what we were doing is we were never doing an ISD of the RCM. Now, that is where I am saying, I am not affirmative confident because I have not seen the RCM payment, the forms. So, I am of the view that ISD will only make the payment and ISD will only distribute. But it is not in line with the wordings in 20 subsection 2. So, I cannot affirmatively say how this happens, but I will study and definitely come back.
So basic intention behind this is to add the reverse charge credit for the distribution. That is what earlier they made only intra, now they have added inter. So that is the amendment.
When I say, is there any place where they said this ISD has to be taken in head office or something in the same state where the head office is located, or it can be any place where I don't have?
It can be anywhere. See, I have a client. We have 3 ISD registrations we have taken.
Okay.
So different parts of the country for strategically handling the operations.
So
Now,
why 3, sir? Any logic behind taking 3 ISD registration?
no, because the HR services is handled at one place. The marketing and other related service is handled at another place. The central office, the core operations which are being taken care is done in the planning of the operations is done in the another state.
Okay.
So which are like they're all they're not doing any services, but they're all doing their the thing. Now those respective bills, those departments taking care, we have done. Otherwise, rather than they asking, like sitting in Delhi, raising a PO from Bangalore, operationally it will be challenging.
Okay, good.
But the credit will be distributed on the entire year, whatever on all the branches turnovers, basically, even though it is you
Yeah,
have taken
all the
3
three of them
registrations.
every month they distribute the credits. So all the branches get the credit from 3 different ISDs.
But isn't there any bar that there should be more than one unit as such, ISD registration?
I don't think there is any bar. I have not got any notice also. And portal also permits you, gives you registration.
Okay.
I think we'll get more clarity only once that portal is activated and how the mechanism works.
Madam, fundamentally, if ISD has to distribute the credit, mandatorily the invoice has to be by using the GST registration of ISD. You take audit services, classic example, security services, all these MNCs, because where we have handled like statutory audit, where there are multiple registrations, we have asked people, to bill it on the ISD, and then ISD will distribute. ISD cannot distribute until unless an invoice is raised by using its GST registration. This is the fundamental we have seen.
Yes.
Because even I think ISD has to file the GSTR 6. And there's a requirement for ISD to distribute the credit in the same month.
Yes, sir. Both
In the same month. Otherwise, the credit lapses.
Yes.
The credit lapses. I don't remember the rule now. So that is the issue.
39.
Now, generally what we have advised people is look at common external services. Audit fees, security fees, whatever, so many things. Now, all along, RCM was never ever allowed because of the challenge of payment of taxes all along. Only now they are bringing in RCM also. But now the question is, if RCM you have to pay the tax, now even assuming statutory audit fees, I bill it on ISD registration, ISD will chumma distribute the credit. How it will distribute the credit? There's a mechanism given. You take the previous quarter's turnover and then you distribute the credit. That mechanism is there. And it has to distribute in the same month. Now we never were looking into who has to pay the amount. Like statutory audit fees, generally the head office pays. So we were never bothered as far as ISD is concerned, whether who is making the payment.
Yes.
Now, if the same concept I bring in for 9.3, a lawyer's fees or anything, any services covered under 9.3 or 5.3 of the IGST Act, now we should now say that anybody can make the payment. But the ISD will only distribute the credit, again, depending on that ratio, turnover ratio, or sometimes it is applicable to a specific registration, it will distribute there only. So that kind of rules are built in. Now, my only question was, in case if you are on the concept that I pay credit in month 1 and I pay month 1 and I take credit the second month, then there's a challenge. Then ISD will have to keep track. Then what will happen to the concept where ISD has to distribute in the same month? So these are few things, that has to be answered. Now, generally, practically, we have seen ISD wherever there is a regular registration jointly. It's very rare where you only have a ISD registration. Practically, it's not working. Wherever one is like Venu sir's example, that Maharashtra example, generally they will also have an ISD, they'll also have a regular registration. Now, as Venu sir is saying, then we need to look into the definition of fixed place of business. If board is meeting, then mandatory it becomes a fixed place of business. If you have a immovable property, it becomes a fixed place of business, then maybe you are covered under the registration provisions. So those are few things we have to look into. So, but these are the fundamentals, and practically, right from 2017, ISDs were operating. So this was the whole issue. Only now RCM they are bringing in. But according to me, these are some gaps that needs to be addressed. Maybe in future they will do something, but this is how things are revolving now.
Yes. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, madam. We'll read next.
Yeah.
comment.
Anyway, we'll park these questions, whatever we have discussed, and then
So, okay. And one last to add, like as far as goods is concerned, definitely it doesn't come under ISD purview.
no.
And also there would not be any RCM on goods which
Yeah.
which
No,
would
it is only for
have
services. This is only
yeah. So which would have any implications where, I mean, it is easily identifiable to the specific distinct person, correct? No?
Yes. It's only for
At the
services.
beginning,
no
they
doubt.
used to say, no, chase the goods.
Yeah.
Wherever goods there, it
Follow
goes. ITC
Venkatramani sir, no? Follow the goods till the end. Yeah.
So for ISD, anyway, it is only for services. So only they have added this 93945354. So that was our concept. So right, we'll just park the questions.
Yeah,
and
we'll spend 50 minutes on one section. Yeah, we'll go.
no, but actually, like a lot
Good,
of
it's
events
good.
have happened on
Correct. Yeah.
2024, 25. So definitely it will happen. Next. Now next is 269. I think they have just changed this local authority.
That fund is been added and explanation for each.
We'll read that, right? So, this is a municipal committee, like they have defined this local authority in section itself, where we refer and we try to add. So they have made it more explanatory, I think, after this recent circular, this Delhi Development Fund, all that they are able to look into that aspect also, and they want to add a definition of local authority in this. So let us try to read the definition. Can you just scroll down, Raghavendra? Yeah. So here, earlier, this local authority was including a municipal committee, Jila Parishad, or a district board, or any other authority legally entitled or entrusted by central government or state government. So now they are also adding, after this word, they are also adding the fund also. So it was only a management of a municipality. So now they are also adding a management of municipal fund. So what is this fund? We have to understand. So if there is any fund which has been given by an authority.
1 second. I think that fund word was missing earlier.
Yes.
It only ended as municipal, no?
Municipal. So that's why they are just clarifying that. Yeah.
I think it was an error which they rectified because it didn't say municipality, it said municipal.
That's what municipal or local fund they used. So now they are adding municipal fund and or local
Not
fund.
local fund.
Fund was there for local, but fund was not there for municipal. And they also explained what do you mean by that fund actually. Because there were a lot of institutions where they are running with this fund. So there was no clarity whether they are falling under this local authority or not. So that's the reason they brought this better explanation for our understanding. So they have said what is local fund is, means any fund under the control or management of an authority of a local self-government established for distinct civic function in relation to a panchayat area and vested by law with the powers to levy, collect and appropriate any tax, duty, toll, cess or fee by whatever name called. And if we read this, this both are by this, they call it as municipal fund or local fund. Just can you scroll down so that we understand the difference in these two actually?
Okay, just from the interpretation perspective or reading perspective, if that fund was missing, I mean, because there is an or, can't we already read it like that fund belongs to both
Yes.
the words?
Correct. It has to be read that way only because
Yeah.
municipal or local funds. But many were interpreting that that's the reason that circular was issued now, because there was no clarity as such whether it is only municipal. Can we use municipal fund for that? So it's kind of explanation, and I think this will be
Clarificatory nature kind.
clarificatory in nature. So it will be. So now if we read this municipal fund, so this is talking for civic function in relation to this metropolitan area or municipal area. So here it is for in relation to a panchayat area. So they're trying to distinguish between this two tier cities and this metropolitan cities actually. So I think that is the reason they are trying to give the local fund and municipal fund. That is what I am able to understand with this. So this is only for metropolitan area or municipal area invested by law. And this is for panchayat area because there is a lot of mofussil areas which are governed by this panchayat area regulation. So that's the reason they brought both this local fund and municipal fund. So even they are covered under the definition of local authority. Because we have municipal committee, Jila Parishad, district board or any other authority legally entitled or entrusted by the central government or state government. By the control or management, it is controlled by management of municipality or local authority. So they are trying to bring out this definition.
Somewhere the 243P or something was there, no?
What is that?
Let me check in. You please proceed.
Anybody wants to add anything in this, or will proceed? It is more or less like a clarificatory nature actually. Shall we proceed? Hello, am I audible? Not audible.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, audible. Yeah. Next. This is quite important actually. So now they are trying to bring out something as a, what is that? Trace and track and trace, no? Track and trace mechanism for some sensitive.
148A, yeah.
Yeah, 148A. So they are just trying to bring out some unique identification marking, which is referred in 148 and includes a digital stamp, digital mark, or any other similar marking, which is unique, secure, and non-removable. I think they have to yet to notify what kind of goods they are going to cover here. But they are going to bring out this. Earlier, actually, we did not have this marking, but there was always a detailed investigation in case of few sensitive goods. So now they have also added a kind of marking to those goods so that they are under this tracking of this department. That's why they have brought out as a track and trace. So can you go to 148A to come down?
No, to just simply put this, is it going to be like inventory records will be maintained on the portal now after this track and trace?
They are going to, yes.
Yeah, because they say that some system will be there and payment has to
Yes.
be made for that system and all that, no?
Yes, that's what they have brought out here is it will be based on that it will be on the goods or it will be either on the class of persons who are in possession or deal with such goods. So they are going to mark that goods also, and as well as they are going to notify certain taxpayers who are dealing with that goods, like warehouse also, if they are dealing with that goods or possessing that goods, even those people will also have to comply with this mechanism, to which the provision of this section shall apply. And they also are trying to bring out a system for enabling affixation of unique identification. So I think whenever they have to go the transaction, they have to mark their data. They cannot amend that. And even this, they have to give a marking to these goods also. So electronic storage and access of information contained therein to such persons as may be prescribed. So we have to wait and see how the rules are going to get notified. And they are going to give a separate marking for such goods, including the information to be recorded. So whatever the information pertaining to those goods are also going to get identified with this marking, which they are going to do on that. I think they are going to scan on that. And they will affix on such goods or packages thereof a unique identification marking containing such information, furnish such information and details within such time and maintain such records. Machinery, and like if they are bringing out those goods, they have to give the details of the machinery installed in the place of business of manufacture of such goods, including the identification, capacity, duration of that operation, and such other details. So I think it is adding that compliances for this unique identification and pay such amount in relation to the system referred in subsection 2.
Yeah, so they have to pay for that system and
Yeah,
do
they have
this.
deposited.
And probably they will connect this to e-way bill as well as e-invoicing also.
Possible. Yes.
Because the movement has to be tracked.
They are going to add this along with this e-way bill.
It will be like basically this product serial numbers which most inventory management systems will have internally, but now it will be like government specified details.
Yeah. So that it
Would
is
be
easier
kind of-
for them for this sensitive goods, na? It will be easier
Yeah.
to track it actually.
Might be either a QR code or a barcoding, some mechanism they'll bring in this through this system.
Yes.
So let's read 122B also, no, parallelly.
Yes. Some penalties are there, na? 1 lakh and something.
Yeah, 1 lakh or 10%.
Percentage. Yeah, here they have only added if you're not complying with it, there is a levy of penalty of 1 lakh or 10% of that amount. So basically, I think the objective is to identify the goods which are more to this fraud and bill tradings, and I think that is the reason they brought into for this speculative goods. I think tobacco they can bring out. I think that, and
This-
even
This
steel
122B, will it override 7511?
7511 is only for that specific act, no?
Okay, so now this is, let's say somebody does not maintain this track and trace mechanism. They do not follow this mechanism. So 122B will kick in.
Yeah.
Let's say they've supplied it. I mean, so for not maintaining, it will be 122B. Okay, because it says notwithstanding anything contained in this act.
Yeah.
So this double penalty is possible for this part. So 75, this override 75 because it's a non-obstante clause for the act
Yeah.
itself.
Yes. Because this will be a serious offense, no? It's like if you have not complied
Yeah,
with
yeah.
it.
So we can't take that
Yeah.
ground here because
Yes.
it's an obstant clause. Yeah.
And they have specifically written in addition to any penalty. There will
Correct.
be
Correct.
equal to penalty.
So,
I think this can help. Give us that it is the additional penalty for this. Right?
Renu sir, do you have any insights of how this mechanism will practically work?
Absolutely no clue, madam.
I think this is a new mechanism.
Venu sir is still drafting, I think.
No, he is preparing the form actually for unique identification.
He's setting up the system. Charge less, Venu sir. Don't. Although subsection says that payment is required for the system, please charge less.
Shall we proceed next? Anything else? Anyway, I think
do we have anything as rules prescribed for 148A?
no, not yet. Not yet. I think
No.
it has,
The word, the section has the word
yes, it is as prescribed, no? Just
as prescribed, no? Yeah. So.
Yeah. Then next is as we all know that we have a detailed discussion on voucher. I think 3-4 times.
1 second, madam. 1 second.
Yeah.
What could be the expected category of goods?
What I am thinking is it might cover like steel scraps, plywood, tobacco. This is what I'm just trying to think on that because in erstwhile also there was internally they had a regulation on few of the items. So I think probably they might continue that in GST
Oh,
also.
tax evasion, heavy tax evasion
Yeah,
prone goods.
Yeah, goods actually, majorly. Or bill trading also. Like sometimes if they are able to see that they are showing that goods and that identification is not there, directly they can catch hold of that.
So it says goods or class of persons. But class
Yeah.
of persons in possession of such goods. Basically, it's all quasi goods.
Yes, yes, yes.
Not a per se registration and all that. Correct,
Yes,
no?
yes, yes. And
So
they can
if somebody is dealing with multiple goods and one of such goods is only this, then only this mechanism is applicable for the specific goods,
yes,
not for
yes,
the entire stock. Correct,
yes.
no? Yeah.
Correct. Basically, this bogus things they want to control. Shall I proceed?
Yes, please. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Next is, I think we had a detailed discussion on these vouchers, and there is a definition of voucher also in this GST definition. But now with this amendment, the whole time of supply for these vouchers has been removed, which was there in 12 subsection 4 and 13 subsection 4. And I think this will be retrospective, right? They brought more clarity on this and they said this doesn't apply. So you need not pay the tax at the time of issuance of voucher. You can pay only when at the time of redemption of vouchers. And if it is not redeemed, there is no implication of GST. So that is what I think they have just, and there was a circular also on this voucher. So accordingly, they brought into the act also. Anyone like to add anything here? See, they have not changed anything as a definition. No? They only removed the time of supply of this voucher under 12 and 13. And I remember there was a decision, was it Kalyan Jewellers, where they said that these vouchers are nothing but an actionable claim and it is covered under the...
Premier Sales
It
Corporation.
was Kalyan, it was?
No. Premier Sales Corporation, I guess.
Yeah,
Karnataka High.
Premier was there, Karnataka High said it's not goods. That's what I remember. But in 2024, I just remember that I was Kerala High Court or Madras High Court.
Madras High Court,
Madras High Court.
Kalyan Jewellers, right?
I remember that.
Based on this.
Yes, where they said that it is an actionable claim and it cannot. So as it is an actionable claim, it is becoming part of your third schedule, and it cannot be. It is like neither supply of goods or supply of services. So I think I understand that department this finance bill would have referred that judgment. Based on that, I think they are concluding that there should not be any time of supply for this vouchers. And there should not be any implication as such at the time of issuance of voucher, but only it will be liable only at the time of redemption of voucher. Against that voucher, if there is any supply of goods or services, then there is a levy of taxes on those transactions. So they believe that so I think the time of supply will get deferred because of this amendment or omission of this 12 and 13. This is what I'm just able to connect with that. Which was that circular? Was it 243 or 244? 243, I think, where they have said that it cannot be considered as supply of goods or services. So there's already a circular on this. So only in the section they brought an amendment by deleting this. So in case if these vouchers are distributed through distributors, then they will also not required to pay on voucher. They will be only paying on that commission or that. Now, I think this premier sales will not have any relevance now because already this circular has brought out and this amendment is there. So now it is very clear because the premier sale was saying that it was goods. Something they were discussed on that aspect.
Premier sales promotion, it's the Honorable High Court of Karnataka held that vouchers do not fall under the category of goods or services.
Yeah, services. That's
And
what.
they
So that
cannot
was
be
analyzing.
subject to GST.
Yes. So after premier sales, this Kalyan Jewellers have come out saying that it is a actionable claim itself. So based on that, it is treated as neither supply of goods or services. So based on that, they have deleted this. See, premier sales has come in 2023 Jan itself actually, or 24. But now this has come recently in August and September. And after this, they brought an amendment. See, they have not removed the definition of voucher. They only removed the time of supply. And they have not changed anything in the definition of voucher also for this.
By removing this
Hmm?
time of supply, that clearly that it will shift the time of supply to other subsections.
Yeah. Because the definition still remains the same. See, there is a definition of, there's no definition of actionable claim, right? But there is a, actionable definition is already there in this 2 subsection 1. And now this voucher also has been held as an actionable claim. So I think they can bring that under that definition itself. And what I am discussing here is why they have not changed anything in the voucher. Voucher still remains as it is. Only the time of supply they have changed it. So they would have brought under the limb of actionable claim itself, rather than putting as a separate definition. And they can add in that third schedule also, if specifically they want to add there. Right? Anyway, as of now, they have removed the time of supply. This is what I'm able to connect. Next. Anybody has anything to discuss on this, or shall we proceed?
Sujata madam is not there today.
Yeah, even I was remembering. She has made a detailed note on this. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll. By the time we read and understand, it is deleted. A lot of advanced rulings are also there on this aspect, actually. But anyway.
Yeah.
We'll proceed next then, right?
Safari.
Yeah, Safari should be discussed actually. I think it has imprinted to all of us today, like or was
So,
I don't know.
reverse our consultation. Reverse all credits, reverse our consultation. But charges will not be reversed, that's all.
I think few of them know also why this. I was reading that somewhere. Or is in Hindi, or is or actually. And
Okay.
so I think that was the reason, and I got to know that few 2 states in the state GST law already they made it as plant and machinery instead of plant, because they thought that it was only a translation issue, or was they have read as OR, it should be AND. In Hindi we called or is and. So that was a misinterpretation. So I remember Jharkhand and one more state, they already changed in the state VAT law as plant and machinery. So I don't know, this has gone to
So,
Supreme.
but ideally in Hindi, if it is or, it should be ya, no?
And.
Yeah. No. Like if it
or
or should be ya, no?
Yeah. So that's or is and actually or is and.
Correct.
So that was the interpretation from Hindi to English translation. That is.
Okay. But the law was drafted first in English or Hindi?
No, it was both, like Hindi, and it was getting translated also. So if you see.
No, but the original drafting happened the first draft.
In Hindi and English, both they said together it was happening. Because there will be, but it was Hindi. That's what, if you see many things, it will come first in Hindi and then in English.
Yeah, that's
But
what. Even the notifications, they first give in Hindi only, no?
Hindi. Yes. So central, no?
Okay.
So this
So
was the background of that.
Oh my God. So we have to read a Hindi version also.
So two states have already changed long back actually, but still this was interpreted by learned advocates and they have reached to Supreme Court and it was an interpretation. But anyway, it was referred back to Orissa High Court for a technical analyzing. So before that itself, they have brought an amendment retrospectively by saying that it has to be read as plant and machinery and not plant or machinery. So that was, and this was expected actually when that SC decision has come, there was an actually few clients started asking like, can we take the credit based
Yeah.
on and all, especially this real estate industries and lot of
And
other.
also renting of commercial properties,
Yes.
whatever they were building.
So
Yeah.
they have reserved their credit in their ledger. They have not utilized
Yeah.
as much. That was the advice most of us would have given that.
No, put it in 4B2.
Yes, I know that was like a template, but now I think they have to go with 4B1
Now,
and
now 4A5 and 4B1.
yes, yes. And very smartly they have
They have to go. They need not go.
yeah, either they go to 4B2 or they did not utilize also. It can be lying in the credit ledger itself.
Yeah,
In
they
few
let
of the
it lie
entities.
in the credit ledger
Yes.
till the limitation period exhaust.
Yes, yes, yes.
Once
That
it's
was
exhausted, utilize. Otherwise, you pay it off. Is the
yes, yes. So that actually, yeah, last year, few of the departments started pressurizing us, please reverse it because we can show more target, all that. But we were waiting, we were saying that we are waiting for this judgment and we will take a decision accordingly. But after the Safari decision, also few entities started thinking of availing this credit and they rather started celebrating after this judgment. But we already told them this may not lead into an end. It will definitely bring out a retrospective amendment in the section. That is what we were expecting, and actually it happened the same way actually. So, and very smartly they have given an explanation saying that notwithstanding anything to the contrary contained in any judgment, decree or order of any court, tribunal or authority, any reference to plant or machinery shall be constituted and shall always be deemed. So that
7AA ತರ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
7AA ತರದ್ದು Calcutta.
Kolkata, the Calcutta Club ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
So similarly, so I think lot of amendments are happening based on this decisions, I can say.
ಅದೇ, so can't even celebrate Supreme Court decisions ಇವಾಗ. But government will do what it is decided to do by bringing in retrospect. And this is like retrospective 1st July ಇಂದ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದು.
ಹೌದು. That is what, so I think they have to reverse their credit now after this getting notified. I think it will get, so they have to reverse and it will become their cost actually. Now only the issue is it was pertaining to the earlier year's credit. So accounting also they have to look into that, how they are going to account in their books of accounts, how they are going to expense to that asset. Because already depreciation, all that they would have claimed, all that work in progress is there. So all that accounting issues also they have started asking after this explanation. So we have to wait and see how it is going to work on that. So, yes.
Okay, so okay, coming back to this issue, like if I reverse it only temporarily, will it have any implications on interest? No, right?
No, it will not have. Even if you have not utilized also no interest. If you have reversed
No
also,
interest. So what will be the risk if at all I retain so much value in my electronic reclaim statement?
Nothing as such, na? It is just lying in the credit ledger. And we can prove also that this decision was pending before the court. So
No, correct. But after the judgment and act has got amended, if we continue with keeping it under the temporary head, because okay, so
10% benefit is 100%.
risk is
10%. Benefit is 100%.
How do you substantiate your statement, Maila?
Now, if you get a notice before a 73 time limit, then the risk is 10% of penalty.
Okay.
If you don't get a notice, you will enjoy 100%.
How you? Because it is only lying in my claim statement, no?
Now, in your case, where Annapurna mentioned, you can even keep in electronic credit ledger. So
that way. Claim and don't utilize.
Yes.
Claim and don't utilize.
Because 73 uses input tax credit availed or utilized. So that is
And
what
utilized.
is referring, right?
57.
I have a question. Now let's take people who have claimed and not utilized. Till what period department can, now assuming they are utilizing in this year,
They've already.
till what period the department can go back and raise a demand?
73.
Yeah, it can't be 74.
No, it cannot be 74.
So the moment it is 73, the time limit for them to issue the notice is done till 2021. They cannot do anything.
True.
So they can happily use the credit if it is parked also.
Yes.
Venu, still,
But
I think
but
they
if
can,
they
under
demand
section
for output
74,
tax,
still it can be
Why
done.
will there be a
no,
demand for
no,
output tax? Output tax has been disclosed.
no. See, now is it like I used a wrong ITC to discharge the output tax? If
No,
they
no,
bring
ITC
on come on that premise, then it's hanging.
No, the ITC, the year in which I have availed is what they have to question. How do you trace from the bank balance, the balance pertaining to so and so person?
So it becomes a pool and but if the credits are large, even if we give that benefit of doubt, then there could be situations. Okay, taking that scenarios, if they demand that you have discharged. Okay, I don't have time limit to question the ITC claim, but I still have time limit to question the output tax discharge incorrectly.
No. See, if the ITC is acknowledged in that year, that means it is the balance acknowledged. He has a question, he has to go back to the question in which year in which I have claimed.
But no, but this has become a retrospective, so it is ineligible credit from 1/7/2017
Agreed,
itself. So
madam.
if
I
you
am
are
not
going to
disputing
utilize
it.
that, see, because the time limitation is over, it doesn't mean that it becomes my eligible credit. It is still an ineligible credit.
No, time
I
limit
am
now
saying it
also
is
under
ineligible credit.
73 only is over. Still under 74, they can raise it, right?
No, that is fine. But what I'm saying is from 1/7/2017 itself, it has become like an ineligible credit. So how can you utilize that ineligible credit for the payment of your tax, output tax?
Current year output tax, yeah.
No, because time limitation
Okay.
is over doesn't mean that I can utilize that ineligible credit of that year.
So
Madam,
question
imagine
will be demand will be for utilization of ineligible
Eligible
credits
credit, yes.
where is the
towards
exactly?
payment of
So the
output tax.
question is the notice that can come in the year of utilization or in the year of availment?
It can come in both the years.
No.
It depends on the nature of demand. If the demand is for ITC reversal, it should have got correlated to the year of claim. If the nature of demand is payment of output tax for wrongly utilizing ineligible credits, it is the sword is still ticking.
Yes.
How do you establish that this is ineligible credit?
That's what if the amounts are large.
No, forget
And
amount is large, Alpurna.
Let's say the amount is large. I'm
Credit.
disputing it. How do you justify saying that this credit pertains to that?
so will you admit saying that I appropriated this ineligible credits in the first year of claim itself?
No, I
No.
am saying
What is the
this is a
defense you
credit.
will put for this?
No, here we can take a stand that already when there was at the time of availment, there was no question. At the time of utilization also, that question cannot persist.
What bars? What bars?
It gets barred. See, because at the time of availment, they should have questioned. So for that
I'm not
particular year, he should
questioning.
have questioned.
No. I'm not questioning availment here. As a department officer, I'm not questioning availment here because I lost the time limit to question it. But you are utilizing it and discharging your output tax. Now I'm questioning the proper discharge of output tax. I
Okay.
think we
That
have that.
becomes a proper discharge of
Annapurna.
tax only, right? Because there is no question. Once ITC is not questioned, it is as good as that becomes a valid credit technically.
Correct. See, for you to say it is ineligible credit, you have to first say that it is ineligible credit, no? Only then it becomes ineligible credit. Without saying that it is ineligible credit, you cannot say that it is ineligible credit.
And the department assume it is ineligible credit.
No, but they have to explicitly say no that this is ineligible credit.
Correct. They have to quantify, they have to specifically say.
So it will be difficult for the department to make an allegation and cause of action also.
They cannot go under
Yes,
74.
100%.
They cannot go under 74
Yeah.
because this is a
74
matter
they
which-
cannot go because we had this judgment amendment also happened retrospectively. So yeah, at
Correct.
best they can take it up only under 73. And once it
So-
is 73, for the ITC claim part, they lost the time for so many years.
So till the period 2021, someone who has taken the credit and the balance is there in credit ledger, they need not reverse and utilize the credit.
I think Jatin sir has joined. If sir can share his thoughts and guide us.
Kuber, you are also there?
Yeah, Venu sir.
Kuber, your view?
No, the claim of credit in the tax period is the relevant, and
Right.
the government has limited scope to go back and reopen. If there is a 73 order, the department has this one more option of one revisional.
108. 108.
So that could be one way. Other than that, I am not seeing any scope for the department to go back and say that, okay, this input tax rate which was claimed, if there is no
Correct.
proceedings that have been initiated in 1718 to 2021 in under section 73 or 1718 under section 74. So technically there are very less chances for the department to say that this input tax credit is ineligible based on this amendment.
Correct.
Jatin
So
sir,
Annapurna,
some
do you agree
message
now?
actually. I'm not able to agree with that point actually. What?
Why, madam? Tell me the reason.
No, because then what is
I
the
am agreeing that it is an ineligible credit. I am not disputing it.
yeah.
Tell me the legally how the department can recover it from me. That's all I'm asking.
No, but your question is like, can we utilize that credit now for the payment against that output tax liability, right?
I have availed, it is lying in my credit ledger.
Yes.
No one has questioned me till date.
No, now the decision has come. Now the amendment has been made retrospectively. So, is it not become as my ineligible credit based on the 17th?
I am agreeing it is my ineligible credit.
But then how
But
can
what
you?
is the mechanism for them to recover that?
No, but if you are going to appropriate and adjust against your output tax liability, is it not that you are not paying that output tax liability by setting off your ineligible credit?
Now, how will they demand that output tax credit, output tax liability?
No, because that is the demand of the current year now, Venu.
Correct. Let's look at, I am saying I'm utilizing in the financial year 24-25.
Yes.
Now they are raising a question saying that you have not discharged output tax. I said I have discharged output tax. Here is my 3B. Now what will they say?
No, they're also going to test your ITC also, no? Whether it is eligible credit or ineligible credit.
Exactly. So they have to go back to 17, 18, 18, 19 and test it.
Can we not? No, I think there will be something on this now. Otherwise, everybody will start doing this.
Let them do. And I get your point. But I am saying that where is the legal bar for people who have availed it and not utilized and lying in the credit ledger and there are no notices, demands till date?
Jatin sir has put some chat message. 1 second. What he has said?
Sir is saying utilization is not wrong.
So we can utilize according to sir also.
Madam, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Madam,
Yes, sir.
you are seeing the injustice there. You are not seeing any illegality there.
Yes, sir.
You can take any amount of credit and happily enjoy it, provided you don't get show cause notice within time limit. You take 100 crores tomorrow without bills also. You know how many people are have taken credit, did not get show cause notice because everything was matching. And you know how many people who have genuine credits that is not matching. Department is issuing thousands of notices because of all sorts of frivolous reasons in the hope that they will catch 60%, 70% of the people who are taking credit wrongly. Now, if you say that taking credit has cost limitations,
Yes, sir.
Not able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
See, if you say taking credit has crossed the limitation to demand and recover, they can further extend limitation by raising or issuing notices on utilization of that credit. For them to say the credit that you took in 2017 was wrong, therefore in 2024 when you have utilized
Madam,
it,
you please
it
continue,
is
madam. I don't know.
they can't
I
do.
am unable to hear Jatin sir's voice.
Yeah, even same case here.
I'm able to
Annapurna,
hear. I'm able to hear actually.
huh?
Yes, I'm able to hear actually.
Oh, I am also not able to hear.
Yeah.
Madam,
I am able to hear, sir.
Huh. I'm able to hear actually. Yes, sir. Now again I lost his voice.
okay, for the benefit of us, please you translate
Can you
back.
hear me now?
In between I lost your voice, sir. Hello. Jatin sir. ಈಗ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು.
No, only Annapurna Kabra and Rahavendra were able to hear.
I was able to hear, now I lost his voice again.
We could
He was
not
talking
hear.
on limitation. Yes, yes.
Maybe they're all on same network. This is surprising.
I think only screen sharer and the speaker is getting that connect.
Abba, okay.
No, just kidding, but I lost his voice
That's
again.
decoding the reason.
See,
Yeah, now I got
can you
it.
hear me now?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes. When you
Madam,
are
see
able
this
to tell-
utilization.
Yeah.
This utilization cannot indirectly extend the limitation that has already crossed.
Okay, sir.
So, what I agree with what Venu and Shekhar are all saying about if somehow you manage to take the credit and cross the limitation period.
Sir, I agree, sir. But in case if they issue the notice, then we end up paying that tax, na, sir, with interest and penalty. So we are not carrying, we are carrying that risk, na, sir, because 24, 25, still there is a time for that.
No, if they give a notice, definitely there is a likelihood of recovery. In fact, government has itself filed a review petition against Safari. Government has got a decision that is, the taxpayers think they lost the case. Government also thinks they lost the case.
Yes, sir.
They have only gone and filed a review petition.
Yes.
The purpose of this review petition, I feel, is to fit it into 74. Because Safari, the first Safari was in 2019.
Yes, sir.
High Court decision.
Yes, sir.
So people knew that it is not eligible. People knew that it's not that after Orissa High Court, government kept quiet. Government immediately went to Supreme Court. So those who have, so if someone gets a notice under, it's difficult to say today that it is totally out of 74. Government
Yes.
is doing everything it can
Yes,
to
sir.
go back into fit it into 74. So it is possible 17, 18 is out, but otherwise they can definitely, we can expect notices under 74. How will they identify 74? If you see the 3B, do some data analytics. Accumulation of ITC without output liability. Then suddenly turnover starts from 9972 HSN code. So then they know that this is rental credits.
And whether this explanation also will have a relevance, na, sir? Because they have said
No, no,
like,
no. No, 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 no.
It will not have, sir?
No, no, it will not have any. Once they make a retrospective amendment, notwithstanding anything, is only to allow any favorable orders passed to be taken up in 108.
Okay.
But we are talking only about the cases where notice itself is not issued.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sir, I agree with this point, but I had a doubt in respect of the 73 where they use the word availed or utilized. This is utilized when they can invoke, sir. What is the scope of this word utilized in 73 or 74?
Suppose 9.5 output is paid through credit. $9.5 output, e-commerce, they're paying it through credit.
Then demand will be
Output tax is discharged.
Then demand will be for output now, sir, because it is not discharged validly.
Correct. Demand is for output tax by wrong utilization, because somebody can show, like today we are saying, if output tax in cash is more than RCM liability, RCM stands discharged. Similarly, if someone says, I have a 9.5 liability, I have already paid it. For example, hotel, 5% can be paid by credit, some other credit. So therefore, it's a demand for output tax. This is a case of credit wrong utilization of that. Can you think of another example?
Can't we bring out
There's
that?
some-
GTA forward charge, sir.
Sorry.
GTA forward charge. So 5% should be without utilization of ITC. But if
Things like
this
this. See, it. We'll take two examples. Inadmissible credit taken and admissible credit utilized. Inadmissible credit taken wrongly, they have to demand credit wrongly taken and also demand recovery, reversal of it. But if the credit is admissible, the focus should only be on its wrong utilization. Mylar, also keep in mind, interest was 24% for output tax and 18% for input credit. You remember before the, I think, 39th Council.
Yes, sir.
Other way around.
So cause of action has to be separately stated. Something is written also about it.
So what I'm trying to understand it, sir, like we can utilize this credit. Subject to that, there should not be any proceedings from the department, right? Venu, I think that is, hello?
True.
Yeah.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
That's
that
true
was
for
a
all
point,
credits.
yeah, that was a point sir was trying to highlight on this. And also he has stated that there is a possibility of 74 notice because review petition has been filed against that Supreme Court decision, and there is a possibility that they can issue the notice under 74 also. So these are the 2 points sir was trying to highlight on this.
Thank you for summarizing, madam.
Yes. So then next, shall we proceed, sir? Sir, one more issue we were discussing, sir, before you were joining on that ISD part, where they have made an amendment by adding the invoices of this reverse charge. In 2024, they made an amendment of intrastate services for 9394, and now with this amendment in this finance bill, they also added 53 and 54 of IGST Act. So there was a discussion that because being a ISD, they are only an office for distributing the credit, and there should not be any payment of tax by this ISD either under for intrastate or interstate. And until today, the mechanism of payment of taxes under reverse charges not been activated in this portal. So we don't know whether it will be paid by the distinct entity, distinct person, or will it has to be paid by ISD itself. So basically, if you read the section 20 subsection 2, it says it should be paid by the distinct person in the same state. So the issue was around that in case if it is pertaining to the other state, whether it should be paid by the distinct entity of the same state. All that issue was under discussion, sir, before you were joining. So we have parked that as because we have to wait and see how it is going to be functioning as such. So,
Okay, ma'am.
yes, sir. So that was the
But
point.
ISD will not pay any liability.
Yeah, it
Because
will be paid
ISD
by
is only an office. See, because if Bombay office receives the service liable to RCM, invoice comes to Bangalore office. Why Bangalore will pay RCM? Where from it will pay RCM? Again, it has to go to one of the other distinct persons and borrow money. See, when they made that amendment itself, they should have made ISD also in the amendment.
Yes, sir.
May they failed. November they wrote. November also they failed. So next May they're writing again. That's all there is to it.
Yes, sir. And they have stated that it will be from April 25 actually.
No, but this is a stupid amendment that they have made. To correct the incorrect amendment they made last time, they have made one amendment. So it's okay.
Yes, sir.
This amendment is not some substantial alteration of the concept of distinct person.
Yes, sir.
See, I keep telling people who are debating this ISD business, I keep telling people, have you read dealer registration in Central Excise? See, the reason, I'll just take a few minutes since this topic has come up.
Yes, sir.
See, what is important is, if you are a manufacturer, you cannot be a dealer. That's the concept in Central Excise. For example, I don't know, do we have time?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So in Hubli, this is one big topic that has been made for discussion. See, if a tire manufacturer cannot be a dealer in tubes. Tire manufacturers used to claim ITC on tubes and pass on ITC of tubes. Government said, no, you can't do that. If you're a manufacturer of tires, you can issue excise invoice for tires. You cannot issue excise invoice for tubes. Similarly, there are many other commodities where large amount of duties were paid and credit could not be passed on. So they said, we'll have a concept called dealer's registration, where we will allow you to issue a credit transfer document. So ISD presumes that you are not a fixed establishment. You cannot be a fixed establishment as well as an ISD. If you apply, you will get a registration. But we have to identify whether we are already fixed establishment in that state. Secondly, we have to think of only services in the context of ISD. Secondly, we should think of services that are not consumed by the location which is receiving the invoices. Somebody was saying statutory audit services provide invoice issue to head office will be covered under ISD for the head office. See, the factory in another state, the warehouse in a third state, they don't require statutory audit because statutory auditor will audit and then find a lot of mistakes. Head office is the one who wants the audit so that they can read the report, consume the report, and then take management decisions required to be taken for the factory and the warehouse activities. So we need to identify which is that service that is received and consumed by a distinct person, but mysteriously the invoice only comes to head office or any other location. Till someone gives me a good example, please be very careful. If you have a fixed establishment where you are receiving invoices, you should not rush to do ISD. This whole thing about, oh, April 1st, 25, ISD is mandatory, etc. Nothing will happen. Because of this mutual exclusion. If it's ISD, it can't be fixed establishment and vice versa. That is something that we need to be a little bit clear about. Amendment in ISD is only a correction of the incomplete amendment made last time. So I'll stop there.
Yes, sir. I think few of them were not able to hear. That's what they have messaged. So for them, I'm just trying to.
So again, not able to hear.
Venu
You should
has
tell me somebody is not able to hear. I keep talking all by myself.
No, we all were able to hear, sir.
The problem is selectively some people are able to hear, some are unable to hear. That is surprise for me.
Some Java programming problem.
Sir, I think everybody is able to hear except Venu, sir.
No, even I was not able to hear.
Shaker messaged me, he is unable to hear.
Even I was not able to hear.
Oh my God.
I logged
Now I'm
in.
able to hear when you're
I was unable.
Yes, sir. Now we are able to hear you. After
So
you
I'll
finish
repeat some-
explanation, we are able to hear you, sir.
No, all right. So basically, I said we have to be very careful not to rush into accepting this narrative that April 1st something magical has happened in ISD, that everybody have to leave their work and go and do, go and get ISD registration. Keep quiet. If you did not require ISD till now, you don't require ISD in future also. Adi kelista, madam? Ganesh, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kelistu.
So one last question for those who were not able to hear earlier. Please think of a service, not goods. Please think of a service that is received and enjoyed by the distinct person, where the invoice is mysteriously not going to the distinct person. Secondly, ISD will apply only to those services that are received in a location that is not consumed by that location, but its identity is preserved as it is to be distributed. I'll stop there.
Annapurna Kabra madam.
Yes.
Sir, for your example, I'm just thinking of an example that a branch has stock audit done, but the invoice is come in the head office.
But Deepak, that is a bill trading. Why you are getting service somewhere and sending bills somewhere else?
It is the auditor who's done it, he will bill it to the head office.
See, government will not amend the law so carefully and so substantially to take care of people's stupidity in sending invoices to wrong address. You issue credit note, send new invoice. What are you saying, Deepak? For auditor stupidity, you think they are going to introduce ISD, and you think I'll take ISD registration every place and plan for where all these stupid fellows will send invoices to the wrong address? In IMS, I will reject it. That bugger will have to issue a new invoice. No, that's a wrong example. Okay, someone else come up with the example.
Sir, now this 9394 has also introduced in this. So is it possible that we have taken a legal opinion on that, and that opinion will have an implication on overall transaction? So can we look into that aspect also, sir? Something kind of that, because it is.
No, madam. If head office needs, see, it is the job of head office to advise all the branches how to comply with the legal requirements. If head
Okay.
office received a legal opinion, they consume that opinion
Yes.
and
Okay.
convert it into management guidance.
Okay, sir. Okay. Got it.
It is not right.
Okay. Then I am not able to think anything on that, sir. Strictly.
Jatin sir, one
See,
example could
till we are
be.
able to think of it, don't go for registration.
Okay, got it.
No, madam, one example could be, Jatin sir, one example could be of software services used across the distinct persons and billed to the head office. Practically, it is happening. And especially in the context of MNCs, they have this habit of, asking all the service providers to bill only on head office. This is one classic example. Software services used by all the distinct persons. Different people log in. Softwares are placed different locations, whereas billing at head office. The second example
again,
I can.
Vijay sir.
Sir.
Sorry, you please finish your second. I thought your first example. Please finish your second example.
The second example, security services also. I mean, it's a practice today. One security, say G4 Securitas, they are providing at probably 4 states, 4 registrations, but billing, because there's a mandate by the head office, especially MNC culture, they are billing only on the head office. So those cases we have been advising people, you bill it on ISD, then ISD is a good mechanism to distribute the credit. The other reason why we have been advising people so is because you will fall foul of section 16 subsection 1. Because if the billing is going to the head office alone, then head office alone cannot take the credit. So there we are holding the opinion, even management cross-charge cannot save you. Because for management cross-charge also, first of all, you should cross the hurdle of 16 subsection 1. I mean, these are the two examples we can think of.
No, see, we are using ISD as a administrative solution and not a legal compliance. It is convenient for us to do it like that. See, how do I say this? Cough syrup can be used as an intoxicant also. Brandy can be used as a cough syrup medicine also. That is not the main purpose for what it is designed. So therefore, I'm still not able to come across anyone who's giving me good examples of this is the place where it is really useful. Now we take an example, take that instance of software. A management who import software, can you say that they are a post office for all the distinct persons? See, management can process the payment centrally. After Circular 199 and 210, the strict silos between head office and branch office and their respective credits has all vanished. So therefore, if we don't find a need for ISD, don't rush to take ISD just because someone is saying it has become mandatory from April 1st. We'll take another example, just an extension of this. I don't know if everyone's able to hear me or not. Dhanasri madam, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಈಗ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ
ಸರ್.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಅವರು representative of that team. See, let us say ISD was supposed to be taken and we have done cross charge. Maybe it's a good, Vijay sir has a good grasp of.
Sir, we are not able to hear you.
Can't hear you, sir.
Lost, sir.
Even we are not able to hear this.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, Vijay sir, maybe you can possibly lead to help the answer. If ISD was not taken and management cross charge was done, who will get the show cause notice? The head office or the distinct person?
In fact, knowing the departments are, they will issue notice to the head office and also the branches, because these fellows, they
Yeah,
will
fine.
first
No,
catch you
no,
on
no. Let's look
16-1.
at a let's look at a reasonable case. Let's look at a reasonable case, not some extreme case where department is capable of doing. If I management cross charge, I paid output tax, so you cannot deny me ITC. All right. The distinct person has received invoice from head office for cross charge. As long as 2B, 3B, 4B, all that is matching, all the conditions fulfilled. Rule 37 also doesn't apply to head office, branch office. Branch also will not have any disturbance. See, when I give a notice, where a notice given will sustain, you just tell me.
Mostly head office only, sir.
So head office will only have to show, I have paid output tax, so I have taken ITC. In food and beverage only, they are giving credit if it is part of a further supply. So then where is the restriction here?
No, the challenge that comes is, if the service is entirely for the head office, then what you're saying holds good. Now, let us say if the service, if it is proved that part of it was for the branches also, a
I'll give
distinct
you an
person.
example. I'll give you two examples. We'll take one example, your software. Another example also I will give you. The moment Dhanasri madam, immediately you say something, please.
Yes, sir. Able to hear.
Hey, so once you
Okay.
talk about
Yeah.
software, Venu sir systems will be activated, because software by default it gets activated.
See, look at it this way. It is the responsibility of the head office to ensure infrastructure, especially IP infrastructure, is available in all the branches. It is not the business set up by the branch. The branch is a special purpose vehicle of the head office in the other state, carrying out its various responsibilities. So a branch should not operate on full costing principle. They have to work on arm's length pricing for whatever they are doing. For what they are doing, they are paying output tax. For whatever they are paying output tax, they are claiming ITC. Now, if branch says, I need computer, it's like saying pilot has to bring his own aircraft. Software engineer has to bring his own laptop if he wants job in Infosys. If you want me as a branch to do my work, you jolly well give me all the infrastructure that I require. With this argument, the software purchased for all India users by the head office is the business of the head office to get all the infra in place. Then they decide that they want to cross charge. If they say I'll follow circular 199 and I will not cross charge, nobody will question them also, provided the conditions are satisfied. If they say, okay, now I will do a cross HSN code, they should use the composite or mixed supply HSN code and issue an invoice to the branches. Another example is
Can't hear, sir.
Lost, sir.
Hello.
Department said you have to take ISD or you should cross charge from head office to Haryana, because all these legal services are consumed by the branch office in Haryana. It is not consumed by the head office in Bangalore. Those chartered accountants who are very good in accounts and auditing are the ones who are suffering, because they have ingrained understanding of matching concept. We are trying to do matching. 16.1 is not matching concept. So therefore, if it isn't it the responsibility of the head office to secure the contract? Having secured the contract, head office, even if it never provides any output service of works contract, it's the job. Head office is also a unit of the legal entity to help in generating profits. So therefore, 16(1) hurdle gets crossed in all these depending on how it is presented. We have to be very careful not to rush into ISD even in these two instances.
Sir, I have a practical case where we were issued a notice. Basically, 17, 18, 18, 19, the client didn't have ISD registration. And exactly these software services were there. And we got a notice saying there is ITC accumulation. So there is some problem. ITC cannot be accumulated because you have output supply, your profits will be there. How will you accumulate ITC?
Now look at this notice. Is it a logical reasoning notice
Yes,
or
sir.
is it a legal notice?
It's just a logical reasoning notice.
Now
What happened was
the case will get strengthened by the way you give the reply.
correct. We gave the reply and the notice was dropped. The legal way they put it was your input tax credit is not matching with your 2A and things like that. So, but initially they came up with how is your ITC accumulation happening? It can't be possible. So ultimately, yeah, we dropped it. It got dropped, but it was very difficult to sort of explain and get through to the officer saying, what are you really trying to say?
See, if we ask them to name the cause of action in the law, you don't have to deal with the confusion of convincing an officer's, reconciling an officer's reasoning.
Right.
Which section is violated, you tell me. If then you can't give me a section, you get out of here.
Yes, correct, sir. So we gave them this circular 199 and as well as saying that it's everything is matching with 2A, so you can't. So they've said, how can everything be here? You have to have a management, you're doing management consulting across your branches, so you should have raised an invoice. So all these were the two legal reasoning they gave. But
No,
they came up. Logical was only this, that you have ITC accumulation, how can it be? That was how they came in. And legally, they gave only these two. It's not matching with 2A and you should have raised a management consulting invoice. That's how they came with.
Fair enough. I should have done an outward supply. Is not for department to say.
Correct.
So therefore, as long as the inward is matching all the conditions, there cannot be any questions about why it is accumulating.
Right, sir.
Sir,
I'll give another example.
yes.
There is a startup, they spend 500 crores and accumulate 90 crores ITC. They don't have any revenue. This ITC to be reversed or not to be reversed?
Not to be reversed.
See, a business is not a company. A business is that which has income generating capacity. If 500 crores is capitalized as intellectual property, intangible assets, then 90 is all right as credit. But if the company itself has charged off this because they could not themselves be satisfied or convince their auditors to push this into balance sheet, if you say that, if it is said that this is a write-off of expenditure wasted, there is no income generating capacity created as of now, therefore credit is not admissible. What will you say?
Where is the law talking about that, sir? Income generating capacity.
16(1) uses the word business.
Sir, it also
Business is not company. If it is expenditure in present to earn income in future, why did you not capitalize it? If you could not capitalize it, then you're admitting it is not worth capitalizing. There is no business in a startup until they monetize. There is no business. There are a lot of judgments also. So be very careful. You're exposing yourself, like points that Vijay sir mentioned, what Dhanashree also mentioned. You have to overcome the hurdle in 16.1 based on your own business reasoning. If you can't find an expenditure that needs distribution, don't go for ISD. Don't go for ISD for misdirected invoices. Get those invoices corrected.
Sir, one more issue, I think something we lost your voice. One more was whether the notice will be issued to a distributor or to the recipient who has availed the credit, sir. So I think we lost that voice, but to some extent, I think that was also clarified, no, sir? That it
Correct,
will
madam.
be raised against that recipient itself. DRC 7.
No. Yeah, just I'm seeing there is a show cause notice issued to both of them in one show cause notice. DGGI is taking up investigation, giving one show cause notice to two distinct persons, one ISD and one regular person, conducting adjudication in Mumbai for a company having operations in Karnataka and Andhra, and telling them to file appeal in Mumbai.
Okay.
So this which entity, they will take this multi-state notices they can issue by putting all the documents in one place. See, if the questions are asked in piecemeal fashion, replies are given in piecemeal fashion, somewhere there can be a disconnect. But what if they tag both of the distinct for ISD and the distinct person together and conduct a single investigation? Those are the places we have to be very careful.
Even as such, ISD also is distributing the credit to its recipient, and recipient has already availed the credit. So I think the notice should be issued to the recipient itself for reversing the credit or by paying the taxes actually. And I think penalty will be there for the ISD for wrong distribution. Right, na, sir?
Correct.
Yeah.
And we should never use revenue neutrality as an argument.
Yeah, it cannot be, sir.
All right.
Yeah, sir.
Madam, can we continue to the same in the next week?
Next Tuesday, if everybody is comfortable, we can continue.
Yeah, that's what. If everyone are comfortable, instead of waiting till 18th of February, we can do on 11th February only.
Yeah. So today, I think we were able to cover only 25 to 30% of amendments. So I think next.
Exactly. So we'll complete it in the next session, madam.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.
Thank
So I'll take yes from everyone for 11th February.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Raghavendra, end that session, please.